Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio, born on November 11, 1974, in Los Angeles, California, is today celebrated not only as one of the greatest actors of his generation but as a cultural icon whose journey from a struggling young boy with big dreams to a global star is as dramatic and inspiring as any of the films he has acted in. Raised primarily by his mother Ermeline after his parents' separation, Leonardo grew up in a modest household, far from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, and yet he developed a fascination for acting and performing very early on, encouraged by his mother who recognized his talent and would take him to auditions. His childhood was not without difficulties as they lived in neighborhoods exposed to drugs and crime, but instead of succumbing to those influences, Leonardo found his escape in creativity, performing for his family, mimicking characters, and nurturing the fire of ambition that would define his life. His earliest appearances were in commercials and small television shows, but his real breakthrough came with the TV series Growing Pains, which introduced him to wider audiences. Soon he made his big screen debut with This Boy's Life in 1993 opposite Robert De Niro, a film that marked him out as a serious talent, and in the same year he delivered a performance that stunned critics in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, where he played Arnie, a mentally challenged boy, with such raw authenticity that he earned his first Academy Award nomination at just 19 years old. This was a remarkable beginning, but it was only the start of a career that would redefine modern Hollywood. While he appeared in several films during the mid-90s, including Romeo and Juliet directed by Baz Luhrmann, where he reimagined Shakespeare's Romeo for a modern audience, it was 1997's Titanic that changed everything. Under the direction of James Cameron, Leonardo played Jack Dawson, a penniless artist who falls in love aboard the doomed ship. The film became the highest grossing movie in history at the time, and Leonardo became a worldwide sensation. His face was on magazine covers across the globe. His fan base, particularly among young women, was hysterical. He had become a superstar, yet this fame was a double-edged sword. He was adored but also dismissed by critics as just a pretty face, a teen idol incapable of serious work. But Leonardo refused to be typecast. Instead, he turned towards challenging roles that demanded intensity, intelligence, and range, proving again and again that he was much more than just a romantic lead. His collaboration with director Martin Scorsese became a turning point and one of the most celebrated actor-director partnerships of modern cinema, beginning with Gangs of New York, 2002, a historical drama where Leonardo played Amsterdam Valen opposite Daniel Day-Lewis, and continuing with The Aviator, 2004, where he portrayed aviation tycoon Howard Hughes, a role that required him to dive deep into the psyche of a brilliant but paranoid man. The performance earned him a Golden Globe Award and another Academy Award nomination. With The Departed, 2006, a gritty crime thriller, he played an undercover cop struggling to maintain his sanity, a performance that again earned him wide acclaim. And in Shutter Island, 2010, also with Scorsese, he played a U.S. Marshal unraveling a chilling psychological mystery, showcasing his mastery of emotionally tortured characters. Alongside these collaborations, he also worked with other visionary directors. In Catch Me If You Can, 2002, by Steven Spielberg, he portrayed conman Frank Abagnale Jr. with charm and wit, proving his ability to balance drama with humor. In Blood Diamond, 2006, directed by Edward Zwick, he transformed himself into a mercenary in war-torn Sierra Leone, mastering a South African accent and highlighting issues of conflict. Diamonds, a performance that earned him yet another Oscar nomination. Then came Inception, 2010, directed by Christopher Nolan, where he played Dom Cobb, a man haunted by grief and guilt while navigating dreams within dreams, a performance that anchored one of the most ambitious blockbusters of the decade. Then in 2013, under the direction of Scorsese once again, he delivered arguably the most uninhibited performance of his career in The Wolf of Wall Street, as Jordan Belfort, a stockbroker consumed by greed, drugs, and excess, a role filled with manic energy, dark comedy, and shocking honesty. Leonardo threw himself into the madness with fearless abandon, giving audiences one of the most memorable performances in modern cinema. Critics praised his comedic timing and his ability to sustain such high energy for nearly 3 hours. Once again he was nominated for an Oscar, but the golden statue continued to elude him, and his repeated losses became a running joke in pop culture. Memes were made, fans expressed frustration, and each award season the world held its breath, waiting for the Academy to finally honor him. That long wait ended with The Revenant, 2015. Directed by Alejandro González Iñárritu, a brutal survival epic set in the frozen wilderness of 1823, Leonardo endured harsh conditions, freezing temperatures, and performed scenes of unimaginable physical strain, including eating raw animal liver, crawling through snow, and battling nature itself. His portrayal of frontiersman Hugh Glass, a man left for dead who fights against impossible odds to survive, was hailed as one of the most physically demanding performances in cinema history. In 2016, Leonardo finally won the Academy Award for Best Actor. The moment was celebrated around the world. His acceptance speech, however, was not about himself but about climate change, warning humanity of the dangers of inaction, reinforcing that he was not just an actor but a global advocate for the planet. This activism has been a defining aspect of his life outside of cinema. Through the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation established in 1998, he has funded more than 200 projects in over 50 countries, addressing climate change, protecting endangered species, and supporting indigenous communities. He has donated millions of dollars to conservation efforts, produced documentaries like Before the Flood, 2016, to raise awareness, and spoken at the United Nations and other world forums. His influence extends far beyond Hollywood, inspiring conversations about sustainability, renewable energy, and global responsibility. Throughout his career, Leonardo has won multiple awards including Golden Globes, BAFTAs, and Screen Actors Guild Awards. Though it was the Oscar win that symbolized the triumph of persistence, he has worked with legendary directors including Quentin Tarantino in Django Unchained, 2012, where he played a ruthless slave owner, and again in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 2019, where his portrayal of fading TV actor Rick Dalton was both hilarious and heartbreaking, winning him another Golden Globe. Each performance reflected his unique ability to immerse himself fully into the psyche of his characters, making audiences forget the actor and only see the role. His impact on popular culture has been immense, from being the face of teenage obsession in the late 1990s to becoming the subject of countless internet memes. He has remained relevant and admired across generations. Younger actors often cite him as an inspiration for his commitment and intensity, while fans around the globe respect him not only for his craft but for his humility and dedication to causes larger than himself. His personal life, often tabloid fodder, has not overshadowed his professional achievements. He has managed to maintain a degree of privacy and focus, letting his work speak louder than his personal choices. Today, Leonardo DiCaprio stands as more than a Hollywood star. He is a storyteller, an activist, and a role model. His life reflects resilience, his career reflects range and brilliance, and his activism reflects responsibility. He has shown that true success is not about chasing fame alone but about using that fame to shine a light on urgent issues facing humanity. His story inspires millions to believe that no matter how modest your beginnings, with passion, hard work, and vision, you can rise to the very top, and once at the top, you can still look outward, using your platform to fight for a better future. Leonardo's legacy is not just in the films he has made but in the values he represents, and as he continues to act, produce, and advocate, he remains one of the defining figures of modern times, remembered not merely as a great actor but as a phenomenon, a force, and a beacon for both the art of cinema and the responsibility of global citizenship.